The Thursday walkthrough brought to you by Carle, the official healthcare provider of Fighting Illini Athletics. Welcome back to the Thursday walkthrough brought to you by Carle. Martin O'Donnell here again with Coach Lovie Smith. And, Coach, not the result we wanted last week against Wisconsin, but what did you learn? What are some of the things you learned about the team from the game last Friday night?
Well, Martin, it was definitely not the outcome that, we wanted or expected. But I've been in a lot of first games. You have to get to that first game to truly see where you are. We weren't as far along as I thought we would be. And what I learned is that, first off, you got to score points to win. There's no way around it. And defensively, you can't give up 45 points. And so much went into that. Offensively, we have to convert. You have to keep drives going. It's hard to get in a rhythm. Running the football or passing, if that's the case. You can't have early turnovers on the road. It just can't happen. And on the defensive side, you can't just give up uncontested touchdown passes. You got to make them earn it the hard way. I mean, we played the run decently, but you can't give up those big plays. So we're going to start from those areas.
Well, and, a couple of people who seem to stick out to me from rewatching the game, Roderick Perry seemed to make a pretty big impact there on the interior, really starting with the first play on defense. What'd you think of his play?
Well, that's exactly. Just think about first snap here at the University of Illinois and, a tackle for a loss. And I thought he played outstanding football throughout. We did expect that from what we've seen on how he's worked in practice. I expected him to have some success. Not a whole lot more people had success like that, though. But when you lose your leader, your best players in Jake Hansen, it hurts. But Tariq Barnes came in and played outstanding ball, too. And that's what it's about. A young player getting an opportunity, and he shows you that he belongs, and he's a lot further along than I thought he was.
Well, now, Coach, and to quote Forrest Gump, I'm not a smart man, but I do believe in momentum in football. Do you think offensively part of it was just not getting momentum and confidence going in the game? And, do you think that's something that can kind of be corrected through just some additional practice this weweek?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Talk about momentum, especially when you're on the road. You can't let a home team get momentum. And we gave them they didn't have to work that hard for that first touchdown that we gave them. And then when you turn the ball over, before you know it, you're down 14-0 right away. But then we got a little bit more of it back, when it's 14-7. But from there, now it's a game. That's when you rise up. But we know what we need to do now, and we'll get back to our basic plan that we have.
Well, I know, and I think you've said it earlier this week, and I know it's certainly an adage in coaching. I do believe it's true that the team grows the most from week 1 to week 2. Do you think that is probably emphasized even more this year, given all the strange scheduling with COVID and kind of lack of padded practices and development? Do you think that's even more important and even a bigger opportunity going into this week?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Truth of the matter, some of our guys had, truly live work. It was a bowl game. So that's a long time ago. But we want to make excuses, and that's what we don't want, but that's just reality. So, yeah, I think we will. And not just the University of Illinois. I think you're going to see big improvements of more of what a team really is like, what type of team you are after that first game. And with a team like Purdue coming into town that's going to challenge us in the run and the pass on both sides of the football, we'll see.
Well, and again, it was a different scene last Friday night, in Madison, no crowd there. Even though it is a home game this Saturday against Purdue, even though there's not a crowd there, do you think there's still a little bit of home field advantage, just at least in terms of routines and things like that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's our home turf. I mean, we know it as well as anyone. And you're right. It won't be a sellout crowd, but I think it says something when your parents in the stands, people that you love are in the stands. So it will still have a University of Illinois feel, and we can't wait to play at home.
Well, and again, with Purdue coming in and kickoff slated for 11 o'clock this Saturday, rivalry game. Tell me about how much you emphasize the rivalry aspect of this to the team. The fact that, Illinois is in possession of the cannon. How much is that talked about throughout the course of the week?
And when you have a rivalry game, we talk about it a lot. And this morning meeting, yes, the cannon is here, and they're aware of that. The cannon was down there for quite a few years. It was an accomplishment to get it back last week. We want to keep it. So this game means a lot just in general, but it means even more based on our history together.
Well, and Coach, I believe this Saturday, this weekend is Halloween. You know, I know we've talked a lot in previous years about, you know, costume choices and things like that, but just kind of a quick decisioning on your part, Snickers or Milky Way?
Oh, that's easy. Snickers is one of my favorite. I don't eat candy anymore, but if I did, Snickers is number one on the list.
Okay, Butterfinger or Baby Ruth?
Easy. Growing up down in Big Sandy, but all we could get back then was a Baby Ruth. I'm not a Butterfinger person at all, so Baby Ruth.
Okay, Starburst or Nerds?
Definitely Starburst. These are all easy. Starburst.
Good.
I mean, it's kind of one, and then it's like 50 with the number two choices that you're giving me right here, Mark.
You know, in all the years we've been doing this, I think this is the most definitive you've ever been in terms of the questions that I've asked you, and I just want you to know that I appreciate that.
If I ate sweets right now, I was a chocolate person, so it's pretty easy. All right.
Chocolate. Hey, nothing wrong with some good chocolate. Well, you know, Coach, appreciate you making time and really looking forward to Illinois going out and playing the Boilermakers this Saturday. And thank you all for stopping by the Thursday Walkthrough. The Thursday Walkthrough brought to you by Carle, the official healthcare provider of Fighting Illini Athletics.
Let us get to know you like we know this community, from football fields to cornfields. If you share the community spirit, come see why you and I belong together. U of I Community Credit Union for campus and community.